Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I have this week's AstCa News Live and a Soundcast substitute. No, not the Soundcast substitute, that's later. But I have the AstCa News Live and this week's F1 Grand Prix race commentary for the Mexican Grand Prix. Now, sorry there's no Soundcast today. I kind of regret doing both streams one after the other last week. It made me extremely tired, so today, as it would have been the same schedule, I've cancelled the Astoundcast. So we'll instead be doing an Astoundcast substitute tomorrow. So look out for that tomorrow evening. But yeah, on to this week's AstCa News. Well, there's a few things this week, namely the fact that it would seem that the SAG-AFTRA strike is very nearly over. Negotiations are continuing into this weekend. The studios and the actors are hoping to have a deal struck by this weekend, by the end of this week. So hopefully by this time tomorrow morning, it'll be over. I'm hoping and praying, because this strike has gone on for a long while now, so hopefully everyone can come to an agreement pretty soon, and we can all get back to normal. Now, speaking of actors, today we have had some very, very tragic news, and that, of course, is none other than the fact that Friends star Matthew Perry has tragically passed away. Now, this happened last night. I'm not sure of the circumstances surrounding his death, but it was confirmed in the early hours of this morning that Matthew had tragically passed away at the age of 54. So, R.I.P. to Matthew, and for any fans out there, what was your favourite Chandler moment? Now, I've got to be honest, I've never watched Friends, so I don't know Matthew's work too well, but I know there are a lot of people who have watched Friends and really do love Chandler. So I know this is going to be hard for a lot of people, so please let me know. What was your favourite Chandler moment in Friends? Spoilers, no spoilers, I'm not too bothered. I just want to know what your favourite moment of him was. So yeah, that's a bit of the sad news for this week over and done with. Anyway, not too much else to report this week, actually. We've, of course, had a few more weeks to get... I've, of course, had a few more weeks to get used to Forza Motorsport 2023. As you guys know, I'm still not fully a fan of it. It's getting there. But I definitely do think there are some improvements that need to be made. If you want to find out what, go check out my video on it that I made. I think it was yesterday now. I've lost track of time. So yeah, go check that out. If you guys want to know what my thoughts are on it right now. So yeah, I've just finished the career mode yesterday. I've got to say, it was a fun career, but I do wish there was more to it, and hopefully they will add more over time, although I highly doubt it. But you never know. Weirder things have happened. But yeah, that AstCa News, there's not too much else to report for this week, other than the fact that we are now only 3 days away from Doctor Who fully coming on to BBC iPlayer, and I'm assuming Disney Plus too. So that's pretty exciting for everyone. So yeah, that's something to look forward to as well. Of course, I'll be watching as much of it as I can, as quickly as I can. Yeah, I just can't wait for that. Of course, Halloween is on Tuesday as well, so that's going to be pretty exciting for a lot of people. Not me personally, because I don't really celebrate Halloween, but for those of you who do, I hope you have an amazing time. Yeah, that's basically it for this week's AstCa News. There's not too much else to report, to be honest, from this week. So yeah, let's get into the race weekend and what we have to expect today. So yeah, of course, this is the Mexican Grand Prix, the fourth to last race. Of course, after this is Brazil next weekend, which there won't be in a Astoundcast either, due to the race actually clashing with the time of the Astoundcast. And then we have Vegas the week after, which, just a little reminder, I'm not going to be covering, as it is on way too early in the morning for my health right now to deal with, so, no, not doing that. But, yeah, and then, of course, we have the last race in Abu Dhabi at the end of the month, which is obviously very exciting. So, what's happened this week? Well, frankly, a few things. The big one is the fact that Sergio Perez was outqualified by Daniel Ricciardo in the AlphaTauri in his home race. That has got to hurt. I can't imagine Sergio enjoyed that one very much. But I can't imagine that Red Bull enjoyed the fact that Ferrari secured a front row lockout, which is, honestly, considering their performances throughout the season, stellar. Like, that is really good. I am very happy for Ferrari right now. Mercedes haven't had the same form they had last weekend, so that's a bit strange to hear about how they've just kind of disappeared. Not so much else to report, of course. Alex Albon has been absolutely flying in that Williams this weekend. I am thoroughly impressed with him. He has done, frankly, an amazing job all season. But this weekend in particular, Jesus, that man has definitely earned his wages for this week. So, keep an eye out for Alex Albon today in that Williams. I do think he might be quite the threat to Ferrari, perhaps. We may get some early 2000s flashbacks here with Ferrari versus Williams, and maybe even McLaren thrown in the mix, although they've not been as on form this weekend, but they could come back out of nowhere, so perhaps this could be some 2000s vibes with McLaren, Williams, and Ferrari at the front of the grid. Who the hell knows? Because I sure don't. This weekend has been a bit of a weird one, of course. Max Verstappen qualified in third. Logan Sargent did have a 10-place grid penalty for the race, as well as Yuki Tsunoda, actually, so they'll be both starting at the back, and I think it's one of the Aston Martins. I believe Lance Stroll is also going to be having a pit lane start due to an engine penalty, so he'll be starting from the pit lane. So only 19 cars are going to be on the grid today, which is a bit disappointing. But I suppose it had to happen eventually. Yuki Tsunoda has pretty much broken all of his engine part limits. He has gone over on almost all of them except one, and I don't remember which that is. And as for Logan Sargent, I can't remember what his penalty was, but I remember it was for something pretty serious. I think it was impeding. I might be wrong. But yeah, I think Stroll's pit lane start is due to a floor change as well. So, lots of penalties being thrown around this weekend. Not as many as there could have been, because there was quite a few drivers under investigation, including Verstappen, Hamilton, and Russell. So, those are three pretty big names that could have been in a lot of trouble, but have seemingly managed to get out of it. Maybe their suspicions weren't correct about them. Who knows? Probably the case. That's kind of it for this week's F1 preview. Race preview. There's not really much else to say. It's been a pretty cut and dry weekend for the most part. That's pretty much it for that. So, usual questions incoming. Who's going to win today? Will it be one of the Ferraris? Will it be the Williams of Alex Albon, which would be absolutely biblical? Or will Max Verstappen once again come out and completely barnstorm this entire race and win the thing? Will it be a Mercedes, perhaps? Will it be somebody else entirely? What do you think? Who is going to round out the podium as well? Will it be Will it be the Red Bulls? Will it be a McLaren, a Williams, Ferrari? Who's going to be on the podium with the winner? Who's going to round out the points? Who's going to finish out of the points? And the big one, who won't finish at all? Who will DNF the race via a crash, an engine failure, spin into the gravel? What's it going to be? And who is it going to be? That's the big one. Who won't finish this race? Hopefully everybody does, but I don't know if you think someone won't, and who is it, and why. Of course, on Friday in Practice 1, actually, we did have a lot of rookies in cars, because for those of you who don't know, every team is mandated at some point in the season to put one of their rookies in an F1 car during a P1 session. And a lot of teams did that on Friday. We had Isaac Hadjar in the Red Bull, we had Jack Doohan in the Alpine. We had Frederick Vesti in the Mercedes. We had Oliver Behrman in the Haas. And we had... Final person is not coming to me. I don't remember. But all I know is that there were a lot of rookies in the cars on Friday in practice one. Oh, Porsche in the Alfa Romeo. But unfortunately for Porsche, he didn't actually manage to complete any laps due to a brake-by-wire issue, which no doubt stung like hell. Like, I believe this is his first time in an F1 car, and he managed to get a grand total of 0 laps completed, so that's really gonna sting, I'd imagine. So, poor Teo Porsche, like, I'm really kind of gutted for him, because he is a damn good driver. Like, he is currently in the lead of the F2 Championship, with only 1 round to go in Abu Dhabi. So, he's pretty much got the championship wrapped up. So I'm kind of gutted to see that he hasn't actually managed to get any time set in an F1 car. Hopefully he'll get another chance. Fingers crossed, because he deserves it, definitely. So, yeah, I've not really got too much else to say, to be honest. It's been a pretty, I don't want to say bland weekend, but it's not been the most eventful. There's not been too much going on, of course. This track is fairly high altitude, so there has been a lot of issues with engines and stuff, which, of course, a lot of people have found out. I don't think there's been too many engine failures thus far, however, I'm not sure how that will go on in the race. Of course, naturally aspirated engines are more prone to power loss in higher altitudes, because, of course, they have only the air to aspirate the engines, whereas the turbos kind of force it through, so the turbos definitely won't struggle as much, but should F1 ever transition back to naturally aspirated, which could happen, I can't imagine that'll be much fun for the drivers. There'll probably be some major power losses, but that is literally only a hypothetical situation that we really don't need to worry about right now. So, yeah. We are now about just over 15 minutes away from the race start. So in a couple of minutes, I will tune in to the race to see what's going on, if the grid walk's happening, if the national anthem's occurring. Like, I just want to see what's going on in a few minutes. But yeah, I'm very excited for this race. Mexico does always produce some very interesting results, I've got to be honest. With the lack of air to produce downforce, that definitely creates some interesting results, let's say. So, I'm very curious to see what's going to happen today. Again, I'd keep a lookout for the Ferraris, perhaps, and possibly the Williams of Alex Albon, and maybe even the Mercedes, and probably the Red Bull as well. The Red Bulls, I've got to be honest, do not count Perez and Verstappen out. Just don't. Because it could they may not win, but it's becoming increasingly unlikely, to be honest. They have won almost everything except for Singapore and the Qatar sprints. But other than that, they have, between them, won everything. So don't count Red Bull out. They haven't been the best so far this weekend, but that can change. But it might not. But it might at the same time. We'll have to wait and see. So yeah, we're about 50 minutes away from the race start now, so I'm going to tune in to see what the hell's going on. One moment, please. Whew. You know, of course, there is a lot of support for Sergio Perez at this race, because this is his home race. Hopefully he can deliver for them this weekend. I'm really hoping, because, of course, there's a lot of rumours about Sergio Perez's demise. Well, not demise, but end of Formula 1 career coming very soon. Hopefully that isn't the case. But we'll wait and see, I suppose. You know, he may continue on, but as he's been out-qualified by Ricciardo, he's probably a bit worried, to say the least. So, this weekend, I think the Red Bulls could be a bit of a threat, but I do think, at the moment at least, Ferrari could be the winners, either Charles Leclerc or Carlos Sainz. So, yeah, I think this weekend could be quite an interesting one. There's a lot of strange things that could happen, because, of course, the Williams has popped up out of nowhere, again, with Alex Albon, so keep an eye out for them. Again, Red Bull are probably in it. Ferrari, definitely the front runners at the moment, but don't count out Mercedes either, I'd say, you know. Like, Mercedes could be a bit of a thorn, potentially, this weekend in Ferrari's side, but I'm not so sure right now. I don't know how this race is going to go, to be honest. It could go the way of the Ferraris. It could go pretty much any way possible. Like, who knows? Hell, even Ricciardo could win in the AlphaTauri for all we know. Like, it could be Ricciardo in the Red Bull for all we know. No, in the AlphaTauri for all we know, not the Red Bull. Yet. But I do think that this weekend could produce some interesting results. One second, I'm just going to reset my headphones, because they're doing a really weird thing. Every time I turn the volume down, it's going up. And every time I turn it up, it's going down. So, one moment, I'll just quickly reset them. Yeah, this happened a few days ago, so I'm not sure what's happening here, to be honest. But this fixed them the other day, so I should be able to be back to normal now. And that was the Mexican national anthem. I turned my headphones back on just as it started, so I had to shut up. Whoops. Also, that headphone reset absolutely did not work, so I'm going to have to do this for the race. Yeah, it's not great, but we're going to have to deal with it. Okay, so, who do you think's going to win this? I know I asked this a few minutes ago, but I just want to see who everyone thinks is going to win this weekend. I'm hoping it could be maybe someone different, but if it is the Red Bulls, hey, it could happen again, but we'll see. Weirder things have happened this year. Of course, Singapore came out of nowhere and gave us a Ferrari win, which literally hasn't happened since last year, so we'll see. Like, I'm just very much excited for this race because it always brings up some interesting results with the high altitude. So, not much downforce, but definitely some interesting racing. Now, I haven't done my calculations for this race, but I'm guessing, again, it's going to be like an hour and a half, as most of the rest of the season has been. So, I'm expecting a pretty normal race time, but again, that's not accounting for red flags, yellow flags, safety cars, virtual safety cars, that sort of thing. But hopefully, it all goes to plan, and this race can go ahead as planned. I'm just very excited for this race, and I can't wait for it to start, which is in about 10 minutes. Ugh. Whew. Also, yeah, it's just been mentioned that Daniel Ricciardo does always tend to do well at Mexico, so this could be a very good weekend for him, perhaps. We'll wait and see, because AlphaTauri hasn't been the best car this year, but Daniel's P4 has definitely raised some eyebrows, to say the least. And of course, this is Nico Hülkenberg's 200th Grand Prix, which is very exciting for him, of course. Okay, a few minutes away from the race start now, so almost ready to get this thing going. I'm just going to look at the track information now, actually. One moment, please. Okay, so we have 71 laps, 4.3 kilometers, and a lap record of 1 minute 17. So give me a moment. Where's my calculator? One moment, please, guys. Well, basically, it should be, again, around about an hour and a half, probably, by my rough estimations in my head. But I'm just really excited for this race now. It's going to be obviously one of the final races of the season, so a lot of teams have said that their car now is the final product for this year, so I'm curious to see where everyone's going to finish up at the end of the season. Of course, McLaren's kind of come back out of nowhere mid-season. Mercedes seems to be on their way back. The W15 will kind of tell all. Of course, that Ferrari as well seems to be getting better again, which is definitely a relief compared to compared to last year, because last year's Ferrari was incredible, but this year's just hasn't been there until recently, really. So I'm glad to see, for the sake of the Tifosi, that the Ferrari is returning to form again. Okay, nearly ready for the F1 intro. Okay, F1 intro time. Okay, that wasn't the Mexican version from last year that we were promised. It was announced, I believe it was announced that it would be returning for this year, the F1 intro Mexican version. It didn't though, which is a bit disappointing to say the least, but hey, oh well. Okay, now we've got the track information again. Okay, 17 turns, as I said, 3.4 kilometers of track. Now seeing some iconic moments throughout the years, such as 2018 Hamilton versus Raikkonen, turns 1 to 3. Now we've got Ricciardo versus Vettel in 2016 at turns 4 and 5. And now we have turn 12, Leclerc versus Perez in 2018. Which very well could happen again today, for all we know. Now we have the softest tyres in the Pirelli range. The C5 soft, the C4 medium, and the C3 hard tyre. So those are the softest in the range, which I think haven't been used this year. Well, oh. And there's the Mexican intro. Kind of good it wasn't used in the intro itself. Oh, now we have the grid. Lance Stroll pit lane start and Logan Sargent 19th. 18th is Sonoda and Lando Norris is in 17th. 16th is Kevin Magnussen and Esteban Ocon's in 15th. And then we have Alex Albon in 14th and Fernando Alonso in 13th. And then we have 12th Nico Hülkenberg, 11th Pierre Gasly. Then we have 10th Zhou Guanyu and Valtteri Bottas in 19th. That's an all Alfa Romeo 5th row. And then we have George Russell in 8th and Piastri down in 7th. And then we have Hamilton in 6th and Perez in 5th. And then we have 4th is Ricciardo, Verstappen in 3rd. Then we have Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc in 2nd and 1st. And all Ferrari front row. Okay. Race start should be in only a moment's time. Of course, we have formation laps to look forward to right now. And then we're off for the next 71 laps of racing. Woof, this is going to be a long one. Well, might not be actually. We'll find out. Okay, all the drivers are sitting in their cars ready to go for the formation lap. Tyre blankets are coming off, and all 3 tyre compounds are being used on the starting grid, so this could be a quite interesting start, potentially. Because obviously, someone's got it wrong. But let's find out who. I'm curious. And this track is as high in altitude as Ben Nevis and Snowdon combined. Like, if you stacked one on top of the other, you would be almost at the height of this track. Which is mental, by the way. That's just nuts. Okay, everyone is on mediums except for Albon, who is on hards, and Ocon, who's on hards, and Norris, who's on softs. And the pit stop strategies are mediums, 31 laps, hards for 40, or mediums for 20, hards for 28, and mediums for another 23. So that's quite an interesting set of pit strategies. Don't know where Lando Norris is going to fit onto that with his soft tyres, but we will find out soon enough. And Alonso was being investigated for a pit lane speeding infringement during his reconnaissance lap before the race, but that's very unlikely to be penalised, more of probably just a fine, as it's considered more of a practice thing rather than an actual racing session. So I wouldn't expect a penalty for Fernando Alonso before the race start for that. Or even during the race, actually. Okay, now all the cars are coming back to the grid, ready for the race start. Of course, the Ferrari's leading the pack back to the grid and on the front row. Okay. Oh, Lance Stroll is ready in the garage, ready to go from the pit lane. Okay. Lights are going on. And the lights are off for the 2023 Mexican Grand Prix. And the Ferrari's got an amazing start, but so has Max Verstappen. Okay. And Verstappen's already into second. And Max Verstappen is... Oh! And Sergio Perez is off! Sergio Perez is seemingly out of the Mexican Grand Prix on turn 1. An absolute disaster for the Red Bull driver there. But Max Verstappen, however, is in the lead, and Charles Leclerc does have a broken front wing. Okay. That just got very interesting very quickly. Okay. And that is probably Sergio Perez out of his home Grand Prix already. Ouch. That's okay. Ooh, not good. Oh, no, I think Perez is still running, actually. Okay. Or is he? I don't know, I can't see him. Uh-oh. Oh, that Ferrari front wing is broken. That is very broken. That's going to need fixing, like, ASAP. Oh, that was a very exciting start. Okay, Perez is still in the race, it seems, for now. We'll see how that progresses. But he is now in last. And Leclerc has not pitted for a new front wing. Okay. And Perez has been told to go to the pits. Probably for some damage checking. Okay. Okay, the car's being checked. See if it can see if the car can continue. And it is not. And lap 1, turn 1, Sergio Perez is knocked out. Ouch. And that is Sergio Perez out of his home race. That was not fun to watch. And I can't imagine it was much fun for the Mexican fans to watch either. Ooh. I'll admit, Sergio Perez did get a really good start there, but unfortunately there just wasn't enough room for him in turn 1, and Leclerc pinched him, and off he went. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that floor is very much destroyed. I can see that from the impact. Like, that looked painful as well. That must have actually hurt, that impact. Oof. Okay, now we're seeing the incident from Leclerc's point of view, and yeah, Leclerc had nowhere to go either. He was kind of boxed in by the Red Bulls, and he actually went off as well. Oof. Yeah, the rear wings probably got the most damage, because it was the rear went up and slammed back to the ground, so, ugh. Okay then, so that's Sergio Perez's home race over for him. Oof. Leclerc radio. and Leclerc's just lost his front wing end plate. That's gone. Ugh. And Max Verstappen has got up into the lead. 1 minute 23.573 seconds is his fastest lap time right now. And we are already on to lap 4, staggeringly. This race is going to be quick. Hell, it may even go less than an hour and a half like I was predicting. It may be even quicker than that. Oh, now we have Lewis Hamilton chasing down the AlphaTauri of Daniel Ricciardo there. Okay. Okay, they're trying to get Sergio Perez back into the race, but Adrian Newey just gave a very worrying shake of the head, like, mm-mm. And of course, Adrian Newey is the car designer, so he'd know if it was unfixable. Oh, now we got a virtual safety car for Charles Leclerc's front wing end plates. It looks like Perez is done, I'd assume? And Sergio Perez does seem to be pretty close to tears right now, so I am really properly gutted for him. Like, this home race, again, if the rumours are true, could be his last, and it ended on lap 1, turn 1. Ouch. Not a fun time for Sergio Perez, or for Mexico, actually. Like, this is gonna sting. Okay, now we've got, now we're on to lap 5, and the virtual safety car is ending. So we'll be back to race conditions any moment now. Oh, right now, actually. Oh, my headphones are fixed. Haha. Okay, we're on to lap 6 now. For those of you who missed it, my headphones are doing this really weird thing where turning the volume down actually turns them up, and turning them up turns them down. So that's been a weird thing that's been happening the last few days. But it seems to have fixed itself for now. Let's see if that holds. Okay, we're on to lap 6, as I said. Nothing happening at the moment, really. Yep, Perez is out of the car, so his race is now officially over and done with. Okay, and Hamilton is very close to the back of Ricciardo now, so this could be a fight to watch over the next lap or two. Or one lap, depending on how quickly Hamilton clears out AlphaTauri. Speaking of Verstappen, sorry. He's got the fastest lap, but according to the grid... Oh no, Hamilton has the fastest lap. 1 minute 23.3 nothing. So, dead on, 1 minute 23.3 seconds. Damn. That doesn't happen very often. Like, that doesn't happen very often at all. A 1 minute 23, well, a 0.3 nothing. Like, that's very rare occurrence. One second, guys, I'm just going to adjust the camera dead quick, and me, self. Ugh. Whew. There we are. Oh, 1 minute. Oh, God. Okay, that'll do for now, I think. Okay, lap 7. What's happening now? Hamilton is still hunting down Ricciardo in the AlphaTauri. How long this little battle will take, I'm not sure. We'll find out soon enough, no doubt. On to lap 8, and it looks as if Hamilton is about to get the AlphaTauri, but doesn't quite get the move done yet. Okay. We had a very brief yellow flag in Sector 1. But we're okay now. Okay, Hamilton still has the fastest lap and is still hunting down Daniel Ricciardo. So we're probably going to be keeping an eye on this battle for a while now, because obviously these two are very experienced drivers. Of course, they've had many battles for position over the years. So I'm curious to see how this particular one is going to go. Will Ricciardo maintain the 4th place, or will Hamilton claw up into 4th? What's going to happen? Let's wait and find out. Lap 9 now. We are almost nearly 1/7 of the way through this race already. Jeez. And we have Yuki Tsunoda trying to overtake Kev Magnussen, but failing and going off at turn 1, which is what that very brief yellow flag was. Right, okay. He braked a bit too late, it seems. Right. Okay. Okay, lap 9. Max Verstappen is almost 2.5 seconds ahead. Well, it's more like 2.4 at the minute. We'll see if that changes, though. With Leclerc's Ferrari there, chasing him down. Oh, Hamilton radio. Right. Lewis Hamilton has said that his car is running hot. And Verstappen's stolen back the fastest lap here. 1 minute 23.218 seconds. And Hamilton has dropped back a bit from Ricciardo to probably try and cool the car down, I'd imagine. Because this weekend is uncharacteristically hot for Mexico. Because this time in the year it's obviously getting a lot cooler. But it seems to be quite a hot weekend for the time of year, really. So that could be interesting. Oh, Tsunoda's in the pits now. And his pit stop time is going to be a 10.1. Oh, that's a very slow stop. Oh, God, that is... I want to know what happened there, because we didn't see the pit stop. Oh. Lando Norris has been told he needs to pull out to the right, whatever that means. So, yeah, I wonder what happened to Tsunoda there with his 10-second pit stop. Oof, that is bad. Unless it was a penalty for something, perhaps? Do not know right now. Okay, now we've got Hamilton looking to overtake Daniel Ricciardo and seemingly, yep, got the job done. So, Hamilton is now up into P4 and Daniel Ricciardo is down into P5. Lap 11 now. And Hamilton is pulling away from Ricciardo quite quickly now. Over a second gap there, so it doesn't look like Ricciardo's going to be trying to take back P4 anytime soon, but Doesn't mean he won't try at all. He may try it again at some point before the checkered flag. We'll wait and see. Ooh, lap 12. And George Russell is trying to overtake the McLaren there of Oscar Piastri, but not quite getting there. This could be another interesting battle to watch for a while, I think, perhaps. Lando Norris is in the pits. Oh, and Tsunoda's on the fastest lap. 1 minute 22.501 seconds. So Lando Norris is into the pits now. How long that'll be for, I don't know. And now we have the two Aston Martins swapping positions, but Stroll being put ahead. That's unusual, but interesting to see. And unfortunately, I don't know what Lando Norris's pit stop time was. Oh, the Verstappen radio. Right. Verstappen's reporting that his car isn't quite going right on turn 3, on the turn 3 curb. Lambiasis tried to tell him to take it a bit easier, but he said the car's just not going over it right. Okay. Oh, and Lando Norris was told to, when he exited the pit lane, rather than launch out of there like they usually do, to kind of go out of there pretty slowly to keep the engine cool. Okay, that's not good. So these engines are heating up quite a bit, obviously. Ooh. Okay, Ferrari have told Sainz that he's going to be on plan A for this race, so they're not changing their pit stop plan as of yet. That might change though, we'll wait and see. Oh, and Alex Albon is chasing down Zhou Guanyu for 10th, so that will put him up into the points. Okay, now we're on to lap 15. Okay. And now the pit window is almost open for the medium tyres. Lap 17 to 34. So that's a hell of a pit window there. For those tyre users. But we're on lap 15 currently, so it's not quite open yet. Okay, now we've got an onboard shot of Albon looking very determined to try and get this 10th place away. Oh no, he's in 10th, sorry. Missed that. He's probably now trying to get up into 9th in front of Pierre Gasly, so this is going to be fun to see how far he gets up on the grid. Hamilton radio. Okay, Mercedes just asked for a balance check, and Lewis has said the balance is great, so very good sign for Mercedes there. But not such a good sign for Ferrari, who Lewis Hamilton is only 1 second behind Carlos Sainz, almost within DRS range. So this could be another battle to watch soon. Hamilton versus Sainz. Okay. Whew. Okay, now we've got Gasly chasing down Hülkenberg here for 8th. And Hülkenberg did have a little slide a second ago, so that may help Gasly out a lot. But Hamilton has now been told that he is getting a little bit of graining on his left rear tyre, so this Sainz move may have to happen soon if he wants to overtake the Ferrari. We'll wait and see. Pardon me. Okay, lap 17 now. Oh, Hamilton radio again. Okay, Mercedes have said back off for a little bit and let the graining disappear off the tyre. Sorry guys, I am really tired today. Of course, today the clocks have gone back an hour, so I'm a little bit thrown off, but not too much. But I'm very tired today, I've got to be honest. So if you see me yawning, that's why. Okay, so it looks as if Sergio Perez's damage was quite extensive and the floor was practically destroyed. So, that's not good. Oh, and now we've got... Okay, couldn't catch that actually. Oh, stopping radio. Okay, Max has said his tyres are starting to give up on him. Okay, and Verstappen is coming into the pit lane now, so the Ferrari of Leclerc's back in the lead. 2.4 second stop for Red Bull. Ooh, okay, that was a good one. Okay, and it looks as if Verstappen might be on the hard tyre, so they might try and go to the end here. And it looks like Hamilton is right on the back of that Ferrari of Carlos Sainz. Oh, stopping radio. Right. Verstappen's been told to kind of ease his new tyres in here. Oh, and yeah, he is on the hards. Okay, I just have to quickly reconfirm that, because I thought I heard the words mediums. My bad. Now we're on to lap 21. 51 laps to go, which sounds like a lot, but it won't be very long, I'd imagine, seeing as we're only half an hour into this race, and we're almost a third of the way through. Okay, and Carlos Sainz is very much under threat now from Lewis Hamilton, who's only half a second behind him. Although by the looks of the pace of Hamilton, that may not be the case for very long. Okay, now we've got Mercedes getting ready for a pit stop, potentially for Russell, potentially for Hamilton. I don't know. Okay, it looks as if Mercedes actually pulled a dummy then. Pulled a bit of a bluff. Huh. Okay. Nope, Mercedes pulled a bluff, and it didn't quite work. Because, of course, they were going to try and tempt Ferrari to come in. That didn't work. Okay. Ugh. Oh. Science radio. Okay, looks as if, well, Ferrari just flat out announced they're doing a one-stop for Carlos Sainz. Okay. Not even a plan name, just one stop. Done. So Mercedes now know what to do. Ooh. Whoops. That could be a potentially Ferrari disaster class. We'll see. Okay. And here comes Max Verstappen, overtaking Oscar Piastri, back up into 5th. Okay, and here comes Logan Sargent into the pits as well. 4.2 second stop for Sargent, so that's not brilliant, but not bad either. Okay. Right. Now we've got Hulkenberg into the pits as well. And his pit stop time is going to be... Oh, and Magnussen. Okay. Double stack for Haas. 3.3 second stop for Hulkenberg and a... 3.4 for Magnussen. That seems to be pretty well executed, frankly. Well done, Haas. That's pretty impressive. Okay, we're on to lap 24, so we're approaching half race distance, but we're not quite there yet. Oh, and Mercedes are out again. Is this one genuine? Yes, it is, and it is for Lewis Hamilton. Okay. And now we're getting the undercut on Carlos Sainz here. Okay, and that's Tsunoda overtaking Alonso, and there's Verstappen overtaking Ricciardo, surprisingly. No. Because that AlphaTauri is way slower than that Red Bull, so that was nearly an inevitability. Now we've got Verstappen chasing down the Ferraris again. Okay. Now we've got 45 laps to go on lap 26. Well, no, 46 laps, sorry. Verstappen fastest lap, 1 minute 22.354 seconds. There's Piastri doing his stop, and that was a 3.3 second stop. Okay. And once again, I'll be going to the checkered flag rather than the podium ceremony as I used to. So yeah, I'll be signing this off after the checkered flag rather than the podium. Just in case you guys are wondering when I'm going to end this, that'll be when. Okay, and here's Lando Norris overtaking one of the Aston Martins. I think that was also Fernando Alonso. And here's George Russell into the pits. That was a 2.6 second stop for George Russell there. Okay, lap 27 now, so now we have 45 laps to go. Okay, lap 28 now. Whew. So the laps are slowly ticking down. Oh, Russell radio. And Russell very much unhappy with his pit stop. Oh, and Ricciardo is in the pits now. Oh, now, okay, so now we've got Albon chasing down Piastri here for P7 again. Okay, and here's Max Verstappen chasing down Carlos Sainz here. But I don't think he's going to get the move done. He may run out of time, but no, he hasn't. Verstappen is back up into P2. So he's got one more position to get back into the lead, which is the lead. And here's Russell overtaking Albon again for P7. Okay, Gasly had a 2.8 second stop there. Okay. Ferrari are asking Leclerc how many laps he can do on this, well, how much longer he thinks he can go, and he said he's okay on these tyres for now, so Leclerc may not be pitting for a while yet. Okay, now we're approaching half-race distance here. Verstappen Fastest lap, 1 minute 22.224 seconds. Now we have Alonso in the pits. Oh yeah, and it's also Lance Stroll's birthday today. And he's just been overtaken. Oof. Now we've got 2.8 second stop here for Alonso. Ooh. And Ferrari have told Carlos Sainz to pit. And that was a 2.3 second stop there for Carlos Sainz. And now we have Lando Norris overtaking the Williams of Alex Albon again. Oh, Zhou Guanyu radio. And he said, Zhou Guanyu said, it smells like something's burning in the car. Oof. 2.5 second stop there for Lance Stroll. And it looks as if Charles Leclerc's about to pit as well. Yep, and here comes Leclerc for his pit stop. .4 second stop here. Okay, and now Hamilton is 3 seconds behind Leclerc here. Oh, and there's Magnussen going wide and off track for a minute there. Oh, Hamilton radio. Okay, Hamilton's a bit worried that he's going to have to go as long as he is on this hard tyre. Mercedes have said, yep, we think you can do it. Okay, so that's a good sign for Hamilton there. Oh, yellow flag in Sector 2, and oh! That is a very damaged Haas there of Kevin Magnussen. Oh, that is mangled. Oof. That is, jeez. That car is mangled. There's no other way to describe it. It is mashed. And that is obviously a safety car. Oh, and that's in turn 9. Yikes! What happened there? Oh. Okay, and it looks as if Red Bull are getting ready for Max Verstappen to pit under the safety car. Okay, we're on lap 34 now under the safety car. And the Haas is now on fire. Oof. Oh. Right, what happened to Magnussen here? Oh, just spun. And something broke on the car, it seems. Oof. Right, looks as if something on the right rear broke, perhaps. Oof. The right rear suspension. Oof. Ouch. Okay, the brakes are on fire, it seems. Oof. Yeah, that car is an absolute mess right now. Oh, red flag. Okay. This hasn't happened for a while now. A red flag. God knows when this will get underway again. Hopefully soon. Oof. Okay, so this might be a bit of a longer stream than I expected. Okay. Now, if I remember rightly, this is the first red flag since Australia. 17 races ago. So we've made it a long way through the season without one. Just a shame that we've had to have one now, but that car and that barrier is very much messed up. Okay, and this is lap 35, so this is practically half race distance now. The stopping radio. And now Hulkenberg's pit crew are checking the suspension on Hulkenberg's car in case something similar happens to him. Thank goodness for that. Okay, hopefully this won't be too long, because all I've got to do now is reset the barriers. They've removed the AstCa from the track, so now that's over and done with. Right, so hopefully it won't be too long. They're just resetting the barriers now. And then, of course, clearing up the debris as well from the car. Oh. Okay. Now everyone's just talking to that team, pardon me, their teams, see what they're going to do here on the restart. Ooh. Oh. Bottas radio. Hamilton radio. Norris radio. Oh dear. McLaren's just asked Norris if he'll think the hards will restart well, and he said, well, I'll have to say yes, because that's all we've got. Ooh. So hopefully then the hards do restart well, or he is, in trouble. Okay, this is going to end up becoming a 70 lap race due to the outlap solar formation lap. Okay, those Tech Pro barriers are almost repaired. This might be back underway soon, I hope. Fingers crossed. And some of the crowd are now leaving in the red flag due to Perez being out anyway, so their hometown hero's gone. So without, and here's a Sergio Perez interview now. Okay. The race will restart in 10 minutes. Okay. Okay. So 10 minutes and we'll be back underway for for the second half of the race. And then we'll be ready for the checkered flag, and then we'll be done with this race, which hasn't gone on from as long as I was expecting it to with this red flag. Like, this really was a pretty quick red flag, to be honest. Like, the red flag itself is only 10 minutes ago, so they've done pretty good here, really. Ugh. Okay, 8 minutes to go now. Ugh. Okay, the order for restart is Verstappen, Leclerc, Hamilton, Sainz, Ricciardo, Piastri, Russell, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Norris, Gasly, I can't remember. They're showing the car numbers are not the driver names, so I can't quite figure out who's who. 23 is Albon, 24 is Zhou, 31 is Ocon, 2 is Sargent, 77 is Bottas, 18 is Stroll, and 14 is Alonso. Right, okay, so that's the restart order. And it's now 20 days to the Vegas Grand Prix, which again, quick reminder, won't be covering that because it's on too early in the morning for my health at the moment. So yeah, not going to be covering that, unfortunately. But my health would frankly hate me for that. So yeah, I'm not going to risk that. Okay. Nearly ready for the race restart now. Only a couple of minutes to go. Oh, Leclerc radio. A standing start with hard tyres. That's going to be a huge mess. Ooh. So Leclerc is not optimistic for this. Okay. Okay. A lot of drivers getting ready to go now. Okay, for a second, we saw an onboard of Oscar Piastri with his visor up. It was looking like he was trying not to sneeze. If I was him, I'd be getting that out the way before he gets back out on track. Because in Forza Motorsport, I sneezed on a race, and I nearly went off into turn 1 at Suzuka, I think. So, yeah, if you're going to sneeze, Oscar, I'd do it before you start racing again, because, oh, that is not good. Okay. Standing start procedure will begin. Standing start procedure will begin in 1 minute. Okay. All the cars have been told that they can overtake the safety car. It's kind of warm up the tyres, which is an interesting one. Whew. Okay. Okay, here we go. Yeah. One thing does have to be applauded here with Sergio Perez, that he didn't really point the finger at Leclerc, because that would have sent the whole of Mexico into a frenzy of rage. So, well done Sergio Perez for not doing that, and pretty much putting Leclerc on Mexico's hit list. So well done, Sergio Perez, for that. Thank goodness that you did that. Okay. Safety car. Well, we know that. Because they're going back out onto the grid. Oh. Stopping radio. Okay, green flag, here we go. So they're relining up on the grid now. And Verstappen has now led over 800 laps this season. Oof. That is a lot of laps, lad. Okay, now we're getting ready for the restart. And we are off again for the second half of the Mexican Grand Prix. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay, that was a pretty tame turn one. Especially compared to the first one. Okay. Alonso's overtaken Logan Sargent. And Zhou Guanyu's overtaken Bottas, and Bottas overtaken Zhou Guanyu. Stroll's overtaken Sargent. Oh, and there's Norris overtaking Zhou Guanyu as well. And there's, well, I don't know what happened there, actually. Okay, now Hamilton is chasing down Charles Leclerc massively. Might try the overtake soon, even without DRS, which won't be activated until next lap. Lap 38, so we're on lap 37 now. Okay. Okay. Now we're seeing Lando Norris's pretty poor race restart, actually. Norris didn't do very well there. Oh, and I think he had a bit of contact there with the Williams of Albon. Maybe that Alpine of Gasly as well. Oof. Okay. And now DRS is reactivated, which means that Hamilton may very well try the overtake on Leclerc soon for P2. Okay. New fastest lap for Verstappen, 1 minute 22.185 seconds. Oh. And there's Oscar Piastri overtaking Yuki Tsunoda there. Okay. Oh, Hustle Radio. Okay, he's reporting that Sainz is weaving on the straight, which is the Ferrari in front of Russell. Oh, and Hamilton is going to try and overtake Leclerc and gets the job done, touching the grass in the process. Woof! Now Hamilton is chasing down Verstappen. Getting some flashbacks here to 2 seasons ago. Because let's face it, 2 seasons ago this was happening a lot. And he's already pulled away by 1 second from Leclerc. Oof. So that Mercedes is blisteringly fast. And now to hunt down Verstappen for the lead. Verstappen's on the hards, and Hamilton is on the mediums, which is the softer tyre and probably, as a result, the quickest tyre. Oh, now we have a new lap from the new fastest from Verstappen. 1 minute 21.644 seconds there. Oof. Okay. Lando Norris is overtaking. I think that's Zhou Guanyu. Nope, Valtteri Bottas, sorry. Okay. Oh, Hamilton radio. Okay. Not much is happening right now, to be honest. Expect that to start changing in the next 15 laps or so, I reckon, roughly. As always, the last 15-ish laps get a lot more interesting. Oh, Hamilton radio. Okay. Hamilton is just reassuring Lewis Hamilton that his tyres will last till the end of the race and he can gun it for Verstappen, hopefully. Oh, Claire radio. Okay. So he's been told to lift and coast a bit more. Oh dear. Okay. And he's been told to lift and coast so he can probably help Carlos Sainz stay ahead of George Russell. The other Mercedes. Okay. Also, guys, if I sound like I've got a bit of a lisp, I bit my tongue earlier on, so yeah, that's great. Okay. Ferrari believes that in 5 laps, the hard will be faster than the medium. Let's see if that ends up true. Ah. Okay, so Leclerc's been told to back off to avoid the hot air from Lewis Hamilton's car rather than helping Sainz defend against Russell. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, and that's Norris back up into P12. Overtaking Gasly there. Okay. Okay. 26 laps to go now. Norris has overtaken Ocon now. Okay. And then Alonso has now overtaken Zhou Guan Yu again. And Aston Martin has told Stroll that Lando Norris is apparently running out of electrical power. We'll see how true that is. And there's Lando Norris again overtaking Nico Hulkenberg for 10th place, so he's back up into the points. Whoa! Norris is on a mission now. Oh, Russell Radio. Sights. He is now reporting sights for moving under braking. Okay, and here comes the Mercedes of George Russell, but not quite close enough. Ooh. And Piastri almost lost position there to Yuki Tsunoda. 1 minute, please, guys. Ooh. And I'm back. Oh. And Alonso is retiring that Aston Martin. Okay. And that is 2 DNFs in a row for Alonso there. Was not laughing, I was just reacting to my nose spray, which is incredibly strong. So, yeah. Woo! It, clears my nose out quickly, so I should sound a bit better in a minute or two. Oh. So, yeah. That is Fernando Alonso out of the race. Oof. Oh! And off goes Yuki Tsunoda. Oh dear. And that was by Oscar Piastri. Oof. Ugh. Okay. And that is Norris overtaking Albon there for P8. Tsunoda radio, he is not happy. Oh. Piastri radio, he's not particularly happy either. And there it is. They're now under investigation for a collision. Piastri and Tsunoda, that is. Okay, lap 50 now. 22 to go. Okay. Lap 51. So 21 laps to go now. So we're almost done. Not quite, but almost. Okay. Now we have Pierre Gasly being potentially overtaken by Valtteri Bottas, but not quite. Oh, that was close. Okay. And now we have 20 laps to go. Lap 52. Okay. So, yeah, Tsunoda and Piastri are being investigated right now for that little incident there in turn 1. Well, I say little incident. Tsunoda nearly went out. Oh, Tsunoda radio. Anyway, so just a reminder, I'm signing this off after the checkered flag. So, yeah, I'm not going to be doing the podium ceremony like I used to. I'll be signing off after lap 71 once the cars have crossed the grid. So, yeah. Thank you all for joining me on this stream. If you've liked it, please click the like button. And if you like my content as a whole, please click the sub buttons. Mine and Roxanne's, that is. And then please click the bell icons as well to get both sets of our notifications. By the way, Roxanne's channel will be in the description. But please comment as well, because why not? And let me know what you thought of AstCa news. If there's anything I missed, what your favourite Chandler Bing moment is from Friends, because of course, R.I.P. Matthew Perry. Let me know what you thought of AstCa news, and what you thought of this race. Once you've done that too, please follow me on my social medias. That'll be down in the link tree in the description. Well, it'll be Roxanne's website and YouTube, as I said. And lastly, please do share this video with your friends so they can join the infinite loop of liking, subscribing, commenting, following, and sharing, and around that loop. And I will see you guys tomorrow with the AstCa substitute, and right now, with the rest of this race. Okay. Ooh. Now we have McLaren versus McLaren battle for P7. Let's see how this goes. Oh, Piastri radio. Right. Oscar's been sold to find an extra half a second of pace, or they'll let him Lando Norris through to chase Ricciardo. Okay. Ugh. Well, that's a lockup from Piastri, which will not help him get that extra half a second of pace. Oof. And there's the swap, yep. Okay, so Norris is now probably clear to go and chase Ricciardo down. Okay, and that's Lando Norris saying thank you for letting him through. Ugh. Okay, we're on lap 57 now. Okay. And, oh, Verstappen is now 11.5 seconds ahead of Hamilton. Ooh. Okay, that's not good for Hamilton or Leclerc, really. Very good for Verstappen, though. Oop. Sergeant radio. And Sergeant is not very happy with Stroll. Oh, another Sergeant radio. Oh. And Sergio Parra. Sorry about that, guys. Low power mode activated on my phone. Should last to the end of the race, though. But yeah, Sergio Parra though just waving to the crowd there, and he had a bit of a consoling conversation with Christian Horner a minute ago. So that was good to see at least. But yeah, Sergio Parra is very much out and just saying hi to the crowd now. Okay, lap 59. Ugh. Okay, 13 laps to go now. Okay, so Ricciardo was told that Norris would be catching him 3 laps before the end. Tried 12. And Ricciardo's now said to AlphaTauri, just let me get on with defending. I can handle this. Okay. And we'll see how that goes because Norris is right behind him right now. Okay. And there's Daniel Ricciardo. Ooh! Little bit of contact between Norris and Ricciardo there. But Norris is now in front of Ricciardo. Oof. Ooh. Smidge of contact, I think, but not much. Okay. And now we're on 11 laps to go. Okay, and the current vote split for driver of the day is Hamilton on 13%, Ricciardo on 18%, and Norris, unsurprisingly, on 22%. Woof. Okay. Damn. And this 7th place from Ricciardo could mean an extra $20 million for AlphaTauri next year. Wow, that is amazing. Because while Alfa Romeo and Haas would be level on points with AlphaTauri after this, because AlphaTauri, thanks to Ricciardo, have had a better finish, they'll be in 8th in the championship. The first time they've moved up all season from last place. Wow. Okay. They've definitely made a good choice here, signing Ricciardo. Absolutely. Okay. Now we're on 9 laps to go here. Okay. 8 laps to go now. Okay. Oh, Norris radio. Okay. 7 laps to go now. So we're almost at the end. Okay. Now, Lando Norris is just in DRS range. Barely. Of George Russell, okay. Okay, and Lando Norris is going to try the overtake on George Russell, but doesn't quite get the job done on lap 66 here. 6 to go. Okay. And this might be the attempt that does it for Lando Norris here in P5, maybe? Nope. Oh, and Ocon's passed Hulkenberg, it seems. Okay. 5 laps to go now, lap 67 here. Okay. And this is Ocon's pass on Hulkenberg. Yep, straight through. Okay. Oh, and there's Lando Norris trying again to overtake George Russell. Doesn't quite get it done, though. Again. Oh, yellow flag in Sector 3 here. And it's Lance Stroll, who seems to have stopped here in the stadium section. Oh, and Lando Norris has overtaken George Russell for P5. And now we've got a green flag. Okay. Right. So Stroll's in the pit lane, so both Aston Martins are now out of this race. Oh. Right. Stroll's actually spun out by Valtteri Bottas there. Is Stroll out though? I don't know actually, thinking about it. Yep. And that is Stroll out of the race. The race there. Okay, so that's him done. Yep. And that's 3 laps to go now. Ugh. Okay. And now we're almost on to 2 laps to go for this race, and then last lap, and then we'll be done. And Max Verstappen will win his 16th race of the season, making it 31 race wins in the last 2 seasons, equaling Nigel Mansell's record, which quite strangely, one of the corners on this track is named after Nigel Mansell himself. So that's a bit of a coincidence there. And now we're on to lap 70, so we got 2 to go now. Oh, it looks as if George Russell is about to be overtaken for P6 by Daniel Ricciardo. So Ricciardo may regain that 6th place that he lost earlier on to Lando Norris. Oh, and Daniel Ricciardo is taking a look. Doesn't quite go for it yet. Final lap now. Okay, now we have Ricciardo and Russell on their last lap now. Let's see if Russell can actually be overtaken by Ricciardo this time. And here comes Max Verstappen to win the Mexican Grand Prix in 2023. The 16th race win for him of the season, breaking his own record from last year of 15. Okay, Lewis Hamilton is coming in second with the fastest lap. 1 minute 21.334 seconds. But it looks as if Ricciardo will not regain 6th place from Russell there. So we'll take 2nd, but we'll still earn AlphaTauri an extra $20 million next year. For the moment, which is pretty impressive. Okay, and Tsunoda and Piastri will have no further action taken against them for the causing a collision thing earlier on. Okay, so now everyone's coming over the line slowly. Okay, and that is now everyone over the grid. So I will see you all tomorrow with the AstCa substitute, and next weekend with another stream. Bye-bye!